Good day, everybody. First off, I'd like to put our thoughts and prayers out to the people in Florida, Cuba, some surrounding areas, as Hurricane Irma makes its way in. Second of all, if you haven't seen my 2 flag videos that I've done very recently, please do. I think they're very important. So check those out. I'll leave an indicator in the upper right-hand corner as a link for you guys to get to them videos. So, VJ Day in Times Square. The iconic photo of the sailor kissing the stranger. I usually think of it or thought of it as the end of war kiss, celebratory kiss for victory between the sailor, 2 strangers, sailor and a woman on the street. And I'm just giving you guys a chance to try to think about that photo for a moment. I can't say I knew it 100%, but I had some certain ideas and came across it recently. As soon as I seen it, it struck me as a little odd. So I'm just going to put this one out there. I'm going to see what you guys think, if anybody has any solid feedback on their memory. Mine's limited, but this strikes me wrong for a few reasons I'll point out, and then further investigation, there's a lot of weird, odd things that I never knew. First thing I noticed that caught my eye was this woman's like looking like a rag doll. Like, sailor seems to be far more aggressive, dominant, but mainly just aggressive, far more than I remembered. I think this shows more so on like her shoulder is falling down. Like I remember maybe her arm being up, kind of in an open arm, like she was kind of half accepting the kiss. Like I didn't remember her looking like she's a rag doll, if not worse terms. The other thing I thought, and I don't see here, was people celebrating. Like literally. I thought it was on the street in the middle of quite clearly celebrations, maybe even confetti falling down out of the sky or all over the place, and that's actually not what's happening here, although we get some dots on the road, but that's not confetti. Turns out that this picture was not taken was taken the day before victory was announced or before Japan's surrender was announced. Strange but true. Apparently the newspapers and Life magazine just played it off as if it was the same day, and apparently it wasn't. This means that it wasn't an end of war kiss. This was the day before. So this was just some sailor that came up and grabbed some woman and started kissing her. And she basically allowed him to do it. So that changes the whole mentality behind it all. It changes everything, standing around watching and getting a kick out of it. You think it's okay or whatever, to a degree. Like, it just changes everything. I don't like it. I'm having a hard time believing it. The other thing that came up that I never knew about is there's actually multiple photos. So we have this one, and at least her arm's up in this one, but both her hand here and his hand is clenched closed, which strikes me as odd. If this happened to have been the picture I'd seen before, this one's just a little disturbing to me. And this is the same. Nope, this is actually another photo, whereas this guy comes closer, and I'll get into some of these more details, which start to statistically don't seem very likely to me. But most of all, I found right off 3 photos from one photographer and this photo from a second photographer. And when you study into this, it turns out that there was a second photographer that took the same picture. The 2 or 3 or whatever it is, maybe more here, is a professional. From what I gather, professional photographer. I think for a newspaper, maybe it was Life magazine. And this one was from a service person, I think maybe a woman, that was basically working, so it turns out that they couldn't copyright it. So it's open domain on this picture because they were working for the government at the time. Not only did she get a picture of the same kiss, which of course lasted a long time, however long I don't know, but she got a picture of the exact same moment from a different angle. If you look here, this guy is in the middle of a step and this guy's here. In this photo here, you'll see this guy here is like in the middle of almost just about to take a side step here. It looks like he crossed his leg over, was about to bring this one over too. And Buddy's behind him, his hands here. This guy's foot's back, his pant legs kind of creased like that. We go to the second photographer's photos. His foot's back, pant legs over. He's about to bring this foot over. This guy's foot's back and the crease is in the pant leg. Like it's the exact same moment. Sure, possible. It's a little odd. This is not, this is not the day of instant cameras. 1945, don't forget. Yeah, they had a push button, but still. And there's multiple photos. I don't remember, and it's not like I had to know, but I don't remember there being 3 photos from one person and another photo from another. It's possible, I guess. I'll tell you as well, the more I stare at these photos, the more it just doesn't even look real to me. Like, it looks like layering. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to pick it up on this video, but when I stare at it, it just doesn't look real. It looks layered. It looks like a digital layer. This outline looks different than the background. This guy I'm not too sure about there. When he's here, maybe, maybe not. But again, this looks different. I can't really explain it very well, but it just doesn't look like it fits in. Now, maybe these pictures have been worked on, like digital enhancing, and it ended up giving it that effect. It's possible. But they look kind of weird to me. Some other things that I find, not very statistically likely. So basically in the timeline, this is picture number 1. We have a guy here, a dude here, a dude here, and here. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you go to here. I'll do one at a time. This guy appears to come to here. This guy circles back, or circles behind, and goes right where this guy is. This guy comes up to that side step we had already looked at. And I believe what is this guy beside him looks like white in this one line that actually meets up with this guy's his neck. So I think it's from behind or from the distance. This guy ends up just moving a little sideways or something. And it doesn't look like he just came from sideways. Assuming that's him. And he's actually looks like he's in front of this guy by a little bit. Beside him at best. She stays relatively close. I just find it a little odd, like all of a sudden, dude goes from here, dude goes from there. It's like this perfect little shuffle. Possible. Which seems a little odd to me. In the next photo, this guy, I guess, makes the side step and gets closer. The guy behind him gets a little bit closer. There's not too much damning out of that. This here looks weird. Like his head back here looks too distinctive, too clear. Guess that maybe there was digital enhancement done on these photos that caused it to look like that. You guys can check out these for yourself. Just Google end of war kiss. Anyway, I don't know what you guys remember about this. I really thought people were literally celebrating, it is one of those circumstances where what I thought and information surrounding it and videos that might have been played on TV before viewing it may, could have morphed my memory to make certain assumptions. Quite possible in this case. That's why I'm turning to you guys. There is one other thing here. This doesn't make sense. It looks like maybe, like a foot here and maybe one in motion, or it was the same one in two places. It showed up on the camera because it went into motion, but it doesn't really work. Like, here's dude here, and this is clearly, well, I wouldn't say clearly, when you look at it more and more, it has to be his right foot. It doesn't work for left. The shoe doesn't look like a left, it looks like a right. And the way it lines up, like, it has to be his right leg and foot. So where's his left leg? Maybe he's in the middle of a step. It's possible, and it's the back. And maybe this is somebody here, and you just can't see them. It seems a little off. Like maybe this guy's foot should be there. I'm not sure, but it seems a little funky. And then once you go to here, who or whatever this is doesn't exist anymore in those couple of seconds it took. Maybe. Who knows? Seems a little odd. All in all, when I add everything together and my gut that tells me, I don't remember her looking quite like a rag doll like that. Take a look into it. Give me a little feedback, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.